Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, welcome. My name is Jenny and this is our Houston Smith home. This morning we are at Target bright and early. I promised y'all we would be coming back to check out the Studio McGee stuff. I know for a fact my store has out some Studio McGee. I snuck in here one day this week already. They didn't have everything out and they were just starting to put out just like the regular Christmas decor. So I wanted to give it a few days and jump back in. I didn't want to wait too long. I was afraid the Studio McGee stuff would start getting going. So I decided we would jump back in today. We'll see what we can find. We're going to film Studio McGee and anything else, just Christmas decor that they have out that I didn't already see last week. The day I'm filming this is the day before Halloween. The day you're watching it is Halloween, so happy Halloween. I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and start getting out my Christmas stuff soon. Y'all stay tuned for that. I have a video idea. I've been wanting to film it this week, but it has been so rainy and gloomy and I had no lighting in my house. So I'm gonna get out all of my Christmas trees. I have two of the Grand Duchess trees from Home Depot, a slim and a full size 7.5 foot, and I have a beautiful tree from Lowe's I'm gonna get out, and then I have a few like small tabletop trees and like miniature trees and stuff like that, and some porch trees. I just thought it would be fun to get out all of my trees and just tell you all about them, compare them, kind of show you some things in case you're in the market for a tree. We're going to be doing that soon. That's probably going to be next week's video, and then we're going to start full on decorating for Christmas. So y'all let me know down in the comments, when do you start decorating? Hoping to get some things up to give you some motivation. Let's go in here. I need a Starbucks this morning. We're going on like day 4 or 5 of rain and I have zero motivation. So I'm gonna hope a little bit of Starbucks gets me motivated and some pretty Christmas decor. Let's go shopping. As always, I like to just pop in over here in the dollar section just to see what they have. They still had a little bit of Halloween out. They had a lot of empty spaces, so I feel like they're going to be getting a lot more stuff in probably in the next few weeks. But saw these little coffee cups. They come with the lids. It's a 4-pack for $1. I thought those would be fun, even if you just did like a little coffee bar or a little hot cocoa bar or something like that. You could have those sitting out, or just to take a little coffee on the go during the holidays. I thought that was fun. These little plates were super pretty. I thought just all of this stuff, and it's actually ceramic. Like the plates are not the melamine, they're really ceramic plates. They also had some bowls. These are actual glass cups, little Santa cookies and milk. Thought the bowls were pretty that matched those plates, but I was kind of surprised that these were $5 each. I felt like that was a little bit pricey. They're just small bowls and plates, so a little bit pricey there, but they are nice quality. I thought the gingerbread house cookie jar was pretty, and then the one with the little bow on top. These cake stands were super cute. Y'all, you're just seeing gingerbread house stuff everywhere, and also bows. Gingerbread and bows seem to be the theme of the season. I'm seeing that everywhere I go. Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Target, just everywhere. So I was looking at this because I thought it would be cute in the coffee bar area to put like some K-cups in. These little measuring spoons were cute. Y'all just picture a gift basket with some of this stuff. If you have like that family member that loves all that kind of stuff, that would just make the cutest gift basket with like some towels and stuff like that. A recipe book, just think about all that. I thought these would be cute to maybe tie on gifts. I think it calls them ornaments, but I just thought that might be cute to tie on gifts. And then they had these little doormats. Now they're a little bit smaller size than the normal single ones, but look how cute the gingerbread house is. $5 for these. Y'all know what it means when we start changing seasons at Target. We start putting out new stuff. That means we're going to start seeing these yellow tags on the end aisles. I love, love, love to browse for these yellow clearance tags. Y'all remember this pillow? I put it in my bedroom this year for fall. It is a gorgeous accent pillow. Good prices. Most of this stuff is like 30% off right now. This is a 4-pack of these candles. They're just a nice neutral. You could use those year round. I preach this all the time, that fall decor, 90% of fall decor can be used year-round. I feel like this is cute. Think about Christmas gifts. When you're looking on these back clearance aisles, I can't tell you how many things I've picked up and actually gifted for Christmas because I found such a good deal on something that was a seasonal item that was marked down, but truly could be used for any time of year. This art is so good. I almost bought this. Good price on that. It's heavy duty. Like, it really made me think of a vintage piece of art. I love the oval shape, but y'all, I could not think of anywhere to put it. So I felt like I would just be buying it to just be buying it, you know? So I ended up not getting that. This is a pretty wreath. $20 on that. Really good price. Y'all know I love Hearth and Hand wreaths. Now, a lot of people are really into that deep plum color. Again, here's a little bit of artwork. I think that's a Studio McGee piece. It kind of has that burgundy color to it. Good prices on all of this. And again, like I said, some of this could just be used year round. And then, of course, you are seeing some stuff that is more seasonal, but like these pumpkins could just be all fall. If you host for Thanksgiving or you keep your fall decor up through Thanksgiving, all of those little pumpkins, the wicker pumpkins and things like that, those could stay up all the way through Thanksgiving. And again, just they had some stems here. Some of these are a little bit more seasonal, like those do look like fall. They had some green ones over here, and I found one of these, and it didn't have the clearance price tag on it. I never did take it and scan it because I couldn't find more than one, and I felt like any vase I could think to use it in, I needed more than one, but I love those. Those are really pretty. So after checking that out, I made my way over to the usual area where Studio McGee and Hearth and Hand is. You can see they already are getting a lot of stuff out. Some of this stuff over here is just like threshold. We'll check all of that out too, but for now I'm going to kind of focus on the Studio McGee. Love these stockings. They're pretty velvet stockings. They have those bows on them. Just kind of that slouchy look. I think they're really pretty though. They come in a cream and a red. I feel like that red is just that really nice shade, like a deep dark burgundy. It's not purple. You know, sometimes it's a little bit hard to match that up because some of them have a little bit more of a purple shade. They have lots of bows in this release. I love that tree topper. I have a hard time with the tree topper, y'all. Somebody send me the secrets of how to get a tree topper to stay on a tree because I need all the help I can get. But I like that bow that had some really pretty ornaments. All of these just look like the really expensive McGee & Co. You know, it's just a little bit better priced here at Target. They had more neutral looks, and then they also had like kind of the more traditional looks. Lots and lots of candles here. I like these little Christmas tree ones, and then I also found these little Christmas trees which aren't candles. I guess they just got sit back there. These little houses were actually candles, which I thought was cute because you could still use the decor even after you burn the candles down. Sometimes I don't love Studio McGee's pillows. I'm usually a pretty big fan of Hearth and Hand, but Studio McGee to me is a little hit or miss, but I love these. These are huge, and they have that ruffle detail all around the edge, which makes me think of my grandma because she used to make her own pillowcases like that. Love the bow ones up there. Love these. They have several with that scalloped edge, and then they also had these bow ones. Now, we saw some of these similar in Walmart, the My Texas House brand, but to me, these did look a little bit more upscale, a little bit higher end. The price, I'm not 100% sure the price difference on those, but again, it was a little bit more of the red tone that I prefer than the My Texas House ones. I thought some of this stuff was really pretty just to have to sit around, and also these I thought would be really nice gifts. I love snow globes. These look like they wind up. I didn't do it, but they look like they would probably play music, some with the deer, some with the nativity, and then they had these gold deer, which I really like the gold tone. I'm kind of picky on that. They also had the stocking holder, and they just have a really nice tone. Some of them are so brassy, so shiny, but these I really liked those. And then I came across this, which was stunning. It was so heavy. I was having a hard time kind of holding it to film it there, but that would be so pretty, like on a tablescape or something with the candles in it. I wasn't wild about any of these. They kind of have that flocked glittery look. I'm sure they would look a little better, maybe fluffed up, but just not a fan of the vases they were in or the pots they were in either, really. So I had to pass on those. I came across a few more pillows. Again, these are so good. More of those scalloped. A lot of these were just plain. I wasn't really sure why they were in with the Christmas decor. Maybe they were left there from fall, I'm assuming. Again, there's the green in that big huge one, and then the bow pillows, and just had a couple more down there on the bottom. But I really love this Christmas tree one. Got that pretty ruffle detail. It almost has like a just an organic look to it, and I feel like that was actually monogrammed on there, so it just had a really high-end look. I'm a sucker over here for like the faux trees. I love the little scallops on those pots. The wicker trees. I bought some of these last year. They were a little bit different last year, a little different shade. I like the darker shade this year. Really pretty on those. They had some trees with the wicker pots. And these are really pretty trees, like nice and full. They're not even really fluffed good here, but you can tell they would be like really nice trees. They had some really nice wreaths and some candlesticks. I thought this was a pretty set. This would even be a nice gift idea because it's the 2 candles holders and the snuffer, and then you could put a couple of candles in there with it. That would be an awesome gift idea in my opinion. Love these little bookends. It's also the bow. Again, that's a really pretty brassy tone, not too gold. They had some pretty garlands, a couple of different ones, and they kind of have that real feel touch to them, and I just thought those were pretty. I love this art. Now, I don't do the burgundy. I know a lot of people do. That's like super popular, and a lot of you use that and also use the bows in your decor. If you do, go get this picture. It is so pretty. It's so nice. So this one was cute too, I thought. It just kind of has that vintage look to it. I like how all of the art doesn't have glass in it. It's just kind of like the canvas. This one is gorgeous. I almost got this one actually, but again, I couldn't think exactly where I would use it. I need to get out all of my Christmas stuff and just kind of see what I have and what maybe I have a need for, or have a place for. But it's very tempting. Here is a better look at some of these wreaths. I thought they were really pretty, and they have like the velvet bows already on them. So I gotta say, this faux greenery, a couple of different arrangements here, I'm not impressed. I don't know, maybe I need to see it fluffed a little better. Maybe I need to see what it's supposed to look like, because it has some velvet ribbons throughout. I don't know. Not impressed with that one. Not super impressed. I don't really like the vases on those two. Not impressed with those, gotta say. They did have these stems, was about the only Studio McGee stems I found. They are huge. They're like big, heavy duty. Like probably if you have like a big, large floor vase or something like that. They're pretty, but they are huge stems. Came across these little candles, a 2-pack for $5, which I was excited to find them. But then the more I looked at them, I don't feel like the green is the right tone. Look at it up against that greenery. I don't know. I'll show you some more here in a minute. I'm going to see them here on the shelf. As you can see, a lot of the shelves are still kind of bare, so we know they're still putting stuff out, but I did find these candles again. 2-pack for $5. I think they're very pretty, but I don't know, something about them. I ended up not getting them. I was going to buy some. I ended up not getting them because I felt like the tone just wasn't quite right on that green. Y'all let me know what you think. These nutcrackers were pretty. A little bit pricey because they're not that big, but I did like the gold tone on those. They had this pretty little nativity set here. Again, that would even make a good gift. I'm trying to think of things like a gift giving that somebody will actually use and appreciate, and that's something they can put up year after year. These little trees were pretty. They were open on the bottom, so you could put up some little fairy lights, little twinkle lights. I saw this one already had some lights. Wasn't wanting to work for me really good there, but this one already had some lights in it, but those other ones you could put lights in easily with that open bottom. But they just had a few different pretty little variations of trees and ceramic goodies over here. My goodness, I found a cram-packed clearance end cap here with Hearth and Hand galore. They had so much stuff here. This vase caught my eye, y'all. This is huge, $20. It's neutral. You can use it year round. You can change out your stems to all kinds of different seasons. They did have some stuff that did look like fall, but some stuff was just random. And again, like I said, check those clearance aisles for gifts because I really liked that little radio. I'd actually been watching it and I bought it for a Christmas gift. They had these little miniature wreaths. I was super impressed with this one. Now it has a white bow on it, but keep in mind if white's not like your colors, you could easily just exchange that bow, make your own bow, whatever color you need. But you know, people put these on the back of their bar stools or up on their kitchen cabinets. Really good size and $15. So full. I debated on getting this, but again, I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to put it, but my store has tons, so I'm going to be thinking about that. I'm thinking I would change out the bow to a red velvet ribbon and maybe hang it on my kitchen cabinets above my microwave. I was looking at these. I was trying to decide if they were supposed to be used to I was picturing putting like a tall taper candle in them. I'm not really sure why the top's open like that. Somebody tell me what are those supposed to be. And then here was just some plain wreaths as well that didn't have any bows, but all of those were $15. Real feel touch, high end in my opinion. Those are a really good deal. That was all of the Studio McGee section, so I wanted to just quickly kind of browse through. This is just the decor that they put up back in the corner, just like their brand of Christmas stuff. Now, my store still had a good bit of Halloween out. I saw they had already marked their Halloween 50% off, and so they're kind of clearing that out, but they were just randomly putting out a few things. I love like this vintage looking stuff, these little trees. They do light up, which is super cute. They have them in green and white. That would even be good Christmas gifts. Y'all know somebody that would like something like that? Because you know, sometimes in the thrift stores you can find the true vintage ones, but finding them that work and all of that is kind of hard to do. So, you know, these little replicas are super cute. I thought these were pretty good price on those. Nice little ceramic trees. And again, more and more of the gingerbread house stuff back here. I feel like Target always has a great selection of stockings. Now, y'all know I'm like a classic Christmas color. Love the vintage vibes. Got like those cable knit ones, just like the bright reds and all of that. This little gingerbread guy was cute. I had to turn it around to see what it was. It's actually a stocking. It has a little slit in the back there. Those little animals were cute. I just feel like they always have a really nice selection of stockings and stocking holders. We keep seeing bows everywhere. Look at these little mini stockings. I didn't see any full size like this, but these little mini ones are super cute with a bow. Grab those and stuff it full of like a gift card and some chapstick or lip gloss or, you know, just a tiny little gift idea. You could just buy up some of those and stick like gift cards and stuff like that in it. I thought that was cute. And then I loved these with the ruffles. I had actually not seen some of these trees. These are just some of those like smaller trees, the minimal look, you know, nothing like really big and full. But I thought this one was pretty with the wicker basket. There's that little small skinny one there with the white basket. And then that one I think could look a little bit better, but it just needed a little bit of fluffing. And then I came across a few more of the little vintage looking items here and there. Okay, Grinch fans, these are so cute. They had some Grinch bedding. I love the little pillow here. I thought that might have been one of those like heavy weighted ones, but it wasn't. It was just really lightweight, but these were cute too. The little hooded blankets, that would be a cute little gift idea if you have a little one that loves the Grinch. They just had some regular blankets and pillows. Then they had some cute sheets and comforter sets or quilts. Maybe it was just like little quilts or blankets, but cute if you do anything like that for your kids' room. You guessed it, I even found more clearance. This was sort of up at the front, like where the kitchen stuff was on one of the back aisles. These were really cute. Hearth and Hand. Again, it's just kind of neutral. You could use it anytime. These had mushrooms on them. I wasn't a big fan of those when they came out new, so I'm not really surprised there's so many of those left. Saw some of the Hearth and Hand wrapping paper and even some of the matching ribbon. Lots of cups and glasses there. Like I said, just 30% off. You never know what you're going to find on these back clearance aisles. Look for those yellow tags. These were little metal tins, which I thought were really cute. That would be good gift giving if you make like homemade treats. I make these sugar cinnamon pecans, and I'm always looking for little festive holiday containers to put them in, and then I gift them. And so those were really cute, I thought, and they just had lots of little baking stuff. You know, I could just get into little gift baskets with all this stuff. I love their towels, and then they had some of the tablecloths, and then lots of just little dish towels and kitchen towels and stuff like that. I'll show you some more up at the front. I found some peppermint, lots and lots more of the gingerbread house stuff. Just really cute stuff and good prices. This little book holder is adorable, $15, and you could pair that with a recipe book. I end up seeing a recipe book here in a minute. Pair that together. That's a super cute gift idea. If y'all ever play like we play Dirty Santa. We call it Dirty Santa. And so you bring just kind of like little generic gifts like that, and I just think that would make good gift ideas. Love the Santa's cookie and milk little plate and cup there. That one's really cute. And like this, it was a spoon rest. I had to look on the back to make sure that's what they were calling it, because I know that's what I would use it for. So it's like $5. That'd be cute to just leave out on your stove during the holiday season. They did have these big cookie jars. I gotta say, I wasn't a huge fan of those. They're really large, so not really my thing. But the little gingerbread towels were super cute. All these towels come in a 2-pack, and lots of cute things. This whole little section was more like candy canes. Now, I like red and white stripe for Christmas, not necessarily candy cane red and white stripe, if that makes any sense. But this stuff was really cute. Again, you can make up some nice little gift baskets with this, and then some more of those tins on the bottom that you could use if you make homemade treats and use it to give as gifts. So here is that cookbook that I found. It was a nice hardback cookbook, but you could find any kind and gift it with that little gingerbread man. I'm just going to bring it over here and sit it on there so you could see, but you could just wrap that up and that would make the perfect gift. I can't remember if I showed y'all these in last week's video or not, but love these outdoor rugs. Now, this is that smaller one that was up at the dollar spot, so that kind of shows you the size difference. It was only $5 and the bigger ones are $13, so obviously it's going to be a little bit smaller. Then they had a few of these non-slip back ones, Nutcracker and Gingerbread House. Lots of good outdoor rugs. All right, we're back home. Let's do a quick haul. Let me show you what I picked up. I don't think I actually bought no, I didn't. I didn't buy anything Studio McGee, but I did pick this up. It's Hearth and Hand. It's just this pretty little table centerpiece. It has the candlesticks and the greenery. It's very big. It was $30. I felt like that was an awesome price on this. I think it says it's 36 inches. That's probably with everything all fluffed out. But you could add in some little berry stems or something like that, and you could do colored candles if you wanted, like some red candles for Christmas, but it's on like a thick grapevine, and then it also has these metal little feet on it, so it's going to sit nice and steady. I'm really excited about this because I like to keep it really simple on my table, and I think I'm going to maybe try to find some red candlesticks. I'd like to find some battery powered ones. I picked up a couple of things up in the dollar section. One of them was this little gingerbread house. It's actually like a little cookie jar. It was $5, but I thought this would be perfect in my coffee bar area. I'm going to throw like a few K-cups in there. I like to keep a few K-cups out. And I'm really liking all of the gingerbread stuff this year. I'm seeing it everywhere. And I just thought $5 was a really good deal on that. I grabbed some of these because I thought it might be fun. Sometimes I just like to take a coffee with me to go, but I don't necessarily want to keep up with the cup. And they have several different prints in these. You get 4 and 4 lids for $1. I just thought it would be something fun to have. And maybe even the boys, if they want to make a coffee or a hot chocolate or something to go. I just thought they were really cute. And then I actually grabbed one of these little Hearth and Hand radios. I love how they always come out with like the vintage look radios and things like that. So this one was on clearance and I grabbed it as a Christmas gift. So overall, I think my store probably will still be getting some more stuff in. So we may go and check it out again at a later date. Next week, we're definitely going to start getting out Christmas trees and start decorating for Christmas. I know I'm probably a little bit behind some of the other accounts on here because I do like to actually enjoy the season in my home as well, but I do also try to get a little bit ahead so that I can share it with y'all. I know a lot of you though don't decorate for Christmas until after Thanksgiving, so hopefully I can still get you some motivation up. So I hope you'll come back next week. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.